Why are you putting in the sweat, hitting the gym day in and day out, but when you look in the mirror, your muscles actually look like they're shrinking? Real talk for a second, man. When I turned 60, I hit an absolute brick wall. In this explainer, I'm going to share my own story from the trenches and hand you a literal life-changing playbook. We're going to unpack the complete system that only 5% of guys know about to build muscle twice as fast after 60. I'll break down 4 specific pillars that completely turned my physique around. But listen, you've got to stick with me till the very end because I'm hiding the ultimate recovery secret. It's a totally free method the fitness industry keeps super quiet, and I'll reveal it in the final minutes. Trust me, you do not want to miss this. So why are your muscles shrinking despite putting in the work? It's the elephant in the room, right? You're showing up, you're grinding, but your body is straight up betraying you. It triggers this deep-seated fear we all have about aging, this creeping, awful panic that you're just rusting away from the inside out. Your energy is tanking, the brute strength you used to take for granted is becoming a memory, and your muscles are literally downsizing even though you're still hitting the weights hard. And honestly, here's the saddest part. I almost accepted it myself. I almost bought into this completely bogus narrative that quietly accepting the loss of your energy, your strength, and your muscle mass is just a mandatory, non-negotiable part of getting older. I thought, this physical decline was inevitable, kind of like a slow leak in a tire you just can't patch. But let me tell you, settling for that reality drove me absolutely crazy, because it is flat out wrong. Your body is not done, not even close.
There is a massive beacon of hope, a completely different reality happening right under our noses. While I was shrinking, I noticed a small group of men over 60, that top 5%, who were doing something completely different. I'm talking guys turning heads at 65 and 70 with just an undeniable physical presence. They were recovering stronger and building muscle faster than they did at 50. And no, they didn't have freak genetics, and they weren't spending all day in the gym. They were doing it with pure, dialed-in strategy. We're going to cover the 4 pillars they use and that I use myself now, right now. And remember, keep an eye out for that ultimate recovery secret at the end.
Okay, let's dive into this. Pillar 1, the protein timing window.
This is the absolute foundation. Your aging body is absolutely desperate for this. And frankly, I was completely blowing it. Back when I was struggling, I ate a ton of protein. Chicken at lunch, steak at dinner. I thought I was locked in. But my arms were getting thinner, my pants were getting looser. I was eating like I was 35, using this random protein distribution throughout the day. But at 60 plus, you need precise, heavy post-workout loading. I was getting my protein in hours after my workout. I was basically dropping off the bricks and lumber after the construction crew had already packed up and gone home.
And that brings us to a condition researchers call anabolic resistance. Basically, after 60, your muscle tissue becomes significantly less responsive to protein signals. The signal that used to trigger massive muscle growth in your 20s, it's gone super quiet. Think of it like a lock and a key. When I was 35, any old key opened that lock, but now that lock is rusted shut. It's stiff. My old dietary habits were actually working against me because I needed a much stronger key, inserted with deliberate force at the exact right moment.
So what is this new key? It's a massive 40 to 50 gram dose of high-quality protein consumed within 45 minutes of finishing your workout. Not 20 grams, guys, 40 to 50. You literally require nearly double the post-workout protein of a younger guy just to trigger the exact same muscle-building response. On top of that, you need a minimum of 35 grams of protein per meal throughout the rest of the day, and the real pro move? 25 grams of slow-digesting casein protein about 30 minutes before bed. That feeds your muscles all night long.
Moving right along, Pillar 2, joint-safe progressive overload. Here's some real talk from the gym floor. Just breaking a sweat is not training. If you're doing the same routine with the exact same weights for the exact same reps every single week, your muscles have fully adapted. The smart. If you don't give them a new biological reason to grow, they just won't. You're just spinning your wheels. You've got to force adaptation, but you got to do it safely. You don't need to ego lift and totally trash your joints. Progressive overload simply means a slightly greater challenge every week. Here are your 3 simple options. Step 1, add just 1 single kilogram to the bar. Step 2, add 1 additional repetition to each set. Or Step 3, reduce your rest period by 10 seconds while keeping the weight and reps exactly the same. These changes might feel totally trivial in the moment, but let me tell you, compounded over 12 weeks, they create a major, joint-safe physical transformation.
Now, the absolute smartest way to apply this challenge at 60 plus is through time under tension. Slowing a repetition down from 2 seconds to 4 seconds under load is an absolute game changer.
Your muscle literally cannot tell the difference between, hey, I lifted a heavier weight, and I lifted this same weight for twice as long. Slower reps protect your knees, your lower back, your shoulders, all while handing your muscles a brand new growth-triggering challenge. Train smart, man. Don't just exercise.
Next up, Pillar 3, the overnight muscle factory.
Listen, deep sleep isn't just rest. It is an active, bustling construction site. Between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., your body dumps the largest single pulse of human growth hormone it will produce all day long. This is when tissue gets rebuilt, testosterone is synthesized, and your whole hormonal system hits the reset button. But here's the kicker. I was accidentally shutting down this factory every single night. Having even 1 or 2 drinks of late evening alcohol destroys up to 70% of that critical growth hormone pulse. 70%. You bust your tail in the gym, you slam your 50 grams of protein, and then a glass of wine effectively tells the overnight construction workers to pack up and go home early. Nothing gets built.
You need a bulletproof chronological evening routine. Here is the perfect timeline to lock in that massive hormone release. 3 hours prior to bed, 0 alcohol. 45 minutes prior, no screens. Put the phone away, read a book. That blue light delays deep sleep by 45 minutes, literally wiping out your prime hormonal window. 30 minutes prior, take 200 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate, specifically glycinate, to lower your cortisol and deepen your sleep. Oh, and keep your bedroom chilly, between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. A cooler body drops into deep sleep so much faster. Fix this, and your results are going to skyrocket.
All right, Pillar 4, max testosterone workout sequence.
The actual order of the exercises you do matters way more than you think. I used to do 20 minutes of steady-state cardio on the treadmill before even touching a weight, and man, I was leaving massive gains on the table by killing the hormonal cascade before it even started. Your body releases testosterone in direct proportion to the size of the muscles you recruit in the first 20 minutes of your workout. So here's your specific warrior timeline. First 20 minutes, your primary compound movement. We're talking heavy squats, deadlifts, overhead presses. This triggers a massive anabolic signal. Next 20 minutes, a secondary compound movement. The remaining time, that's for your isolation and accessory work, like cable curls. Research shows that starting your session with big compound movements spikes your post-workout testosterone by a massive 23%. Every isolation exercise you do afterwards benefits from that primed hormonal environment.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the bonus, the ultimate recovery secret.
This is it, the ultimate recovery secret that the fitness industry keeps super quiet, probably because they can't sell it to you in a fancy bottle. It takes 20 minutes, it is 100% free, and it radically changed how I bounce back from a tough workout. We are talking about compounding cold and heat exposure. Here's the science on this. Finish your daily shower with 2 to 3 minutes of cold water. This blasts your system with norepinephrine, which is a powerful anti-inflammatory hormone that clears out muscle damage. Then, later that same evening, spend 15 to 20 minutes in a 40 degrees Celsius or 104 degree Fahrenheit hot bath. This triggers heat shock proteins, which actually repair muscle fibers at the cellular level, and it creates a second, completely independent pulse of human growth hormone. By alternating these two, the effects totally compound. Studies show men using this exact protocol recover up to 40% faster. And hey, fast recovery equals more training, and more training equals more muscle.
You now have the complete 5% strategy in your hands. Protein timing, progressive overload, the overnight muscle factory, the exact workout sequence, and the ultimate recovery hack. Building muscle after 60 isn't luck, guys. It's just applied science and strategy. My body was ready to build, to grow, and to turn heads again. Your body is absolutely ready. The provocative question is, are you? Don't just watch this explainer and move on. Drop a comment below right now with the exact strategy from this system that you are going to implement this week. Make the decision today and let's get after it.